This hot news just broke, and today I have exclusive details for you. Hold on tight, because you're about to be completely blown away by what happened. The news keeps coming, and being on fire is getting hotter and hotter. Today, my friend, you'll be surprised by what's been confirmed. With training camp just around the corner, and the countdown to the season officially underway, things are happening behind the scenes in Buffalo more than many imagine. What seemed like a calm, even predictable off-season has now turned into an unexpected rumor, and it all revolves around a decision the front office chose not to make: James Cook's contract extension. That's right, the #1 running back on the roster still doesn't have a new deal, and time is running out. While for some this is simply an administrative maneuver, for others, it's a clear sign that the Bills are already paving the way for radical change in 2026. This interpretation gained traction in recent days with the publication of a new mock draft for 2026, compiled by Owain Jones of Pro Football Sports Network. In it, Buffalo appears to be selecting Penn State running back Tyrann Allen with the 62nd overall pick. What happened? Many people were surprised, and analysts raised their eyebrows. After all, Allen represents the exact opposite of what Cook offers: a physical, heavy, direct impact style. At 6 feet 2 inches and 230 pounds, Allen is built to handle contact, push defensive lines, and stay upright after the first tackle, a rare quality in modern running backs. During the 2024 season, Allen shared the backfield with Nick Singleton, but still managed an impressive 1,108 yards and 8 touchdowns. In the passing game, his contribution was modest, just 153 yards and 2 touchdowns on 18 receptions. But this limitation doesn't worry Buffalo as much. What stands out is his potential as an offensive hammer, a player capable of running the clock, holding possession, and preparing the offense for developed situations, something that becomes vital in January games when every yard is earned with sweat and endurance. By projecting Allen as a target in 2026, the Bills demonstrate not only concern for the future of the position, but also a clear philosophical shift, moving from a backfield of explosiveness and agility to something more physical, more durable, more Buffalo. In a freezing climate, with top-heavy defenses and the ground game taking center stage in the playoffs, Allen would be a key weapon in balancing the offense. Furthermore, there's a strategic point involved. With Cook possibly playing his final season under his rookie contract and Ray Davis still developing, the front office needs a plan B, or perhaps even an alternative plan for the immediate future. Ty Johnson's name is already emerging as a complementary piece, and Allen would be the key player who could shore up the offense if Cook leaves next offseason. This behind-the-scenes handover isn't just about individual talent. It points to a more pragmatic Buffalo Bills, who have learned from recent playoff losses and are now looking to build a more complete roster, capable of physically meeting the challenges of January. And if you think the front office is only thinking about the distant future, get ready. There are players on the current roster, out of the spotlight, ready to change the game this season. And you're about to learn the 4 hidden pieces that could be the Bills' secret trump card in defeating the Chiefs and winning the Super Bowl. Get ready for names you may not have heard of yet, but who could be the protagonists of the next big story in Buffalo. The loss to the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game still echoes in the halls of Highmark Stadium. It was all about details, small plays, split-second decisions. That's exactly why the Bills are banking on names that aren't making headlines but could be game-changers in 2025. Javon Solomon, Derek Forrest, Jordan Hancock, and Ty Johnson aren't just fighting for space, they're being groomed to be the difference between almost and eternal glory. We start with Javon Solomon, a defensive end still on his rookie contract, but already vying to replace Von Miller as a situational pass rusher. With Landon Jackson temporarily absent, Solomon will get valuable snaps in training camp. Guided by Greg Rousseau and Joey Bosa, he could be the next name to drop onto the Bills' defensive line. 8 safety, where all eyes are on Rapp, Bishop, and Hamlin. Derek Forrest, formerly of the Washington Commanders, is emerging. After an injury in 2023 and changes in 2024, Forresting attention is Jordan Hancock, a 5th-round pick who played at a high level for Ohio State. With 8 pass breakups, 2 fumbles, and 48 tackles, he has everything it takes to follow in Christian Benford's footsteps and become a hidden joy in the Bills' defense. With Hairston assuming the lead role, Hancock could be a reliable backup in the depth of the roster. And we didn't even mention Ty Johnson, the running back who just signed a 2-year extension. He's not the most well-known of the group, but his specific passing game skills and blocking ability are essential, especially in situations where Cook is taken off the field. While Ray Davis is trying to secure his spot, Johnson is quietly establishing his role as a key piece in balancing the Bills' offense. These 4 names may not be on the media's favorite lists, but in Buffalo, where every inch matters, it's precisely players like them who make the difference when the game is on the line. And that's exactly why the next topic will surprise you, because there are people calling for a big-time reinforcement that, in practice, may be completely unnecessary. When a name like Tyrann Mathieu is linked to a potential trade with the Buffalo Bills, it's impossible to ignore. A 3-time All-Pro, Super Bowl champion, and one of the most respected safeties of the last decade, Mathieu is synonymous with experience, aggressiveness, and defensive leadership. It's no surprise that Bleacher Report analyst Matt Holder suggested the Bills should immediately call the New Orleans Saints face and make an offer. According to him, the safety position remains one of the few weaknesses on Buffalo's roster and is in dire need of an upgrade. But is this true? Or are we facing a hasty move that could jeopardize the franchise's balance? Before any excitement, let's look at the facts. The Bills' current reality isn't one of neediness, but rather transition. With the departure of Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer, the time has come to make room for a new generation. Defensive coordinator Bobby Babich has already made it clear that he trusts Taylor Rapp and rookie Cole Bishop, who form the projected starting duo for 2025, and it doesn't stop there. The roster also features Damar Hamlin, who has become a symbol of resilience and has already proven his ability on the field. Cam Lewis, experienced in multiple defensive roles, and newcomer Derek Forrest, who in 2022 had 4 interceptions and 88 tackles for the Commanders, numbers that show how much of an impact he can have if healthy. In other words, there's internal competition, youth, and yes, quality. More than that, there's enough depth to handle the season's ups and downs. So why force a trade now? Tyrann Mathieu may be a big name, but at 33, he's no longer a long-term investment. Furthermore, his salary doesn't easily fit into the Bills' current structure, and if he were to arrive, he would take up snaps that could be used to develop Bishop or allow Hamlin to fully return. Is it really worth sacrificing the future for a veteran with at most one more year of impact? Another important point, the Saints still rely on Mathieu as a key player in their defense. Even during his residency, this means any trade would require a specific amount, likely draft picks or even promising players. And Buffalo isn't in a privileged position to give up young capital, especially in an era where keeping the salary cap under control is essential to compete with AFC powerhouses like the Chiefs, Ravens, and Bengals. More than just a matter of talent, this talk about Mathieu reveals what many haven't yet realized. The Bills already have the tools to have a solid and productive defense. Last season was the first in years without Hyde and Poyer together, and even then the unit was competitive. Now, with preparation time, continuity in the system, and players motivated to prove themselves, Buffalo's defense can reach new heights without resorting to saviors of the nation. And let's be honest, adding a big name now might seem tempting, but it would also be a way to divert focus from the work at hand. True success isn't about finding ready-made heroes, but rather building the next idols in. That's what Bills fans need to embrace. So the question remains for you, loyal fan. Do we really need to resort to the past to decide the future? Or is it time to trust the talent already invested in Buffalo's core? Because it depends on the coaching staff. The answer is already given. The NFL's next great safety may already be an Orchard Park hand. He just needs a chance to prove it.